It's 11 p.m. on a Sunday, and you're lying in bed with your phone in your hand, scrolling through your calendar for the 100th time this evening. Your to-do list for tomorrow is already perfectly organized, color-coded, and prioritized. From the outside, you look like you have everything under control, but inside, your heart is racing. Your mind is already 3 steps ahead, rehearsing every conversation you might have tomorrow, anticipating every possible thing that could go wrong. You've been successful your entire life, but lately, you've been wondering, why does success feel so exhausting? If this sounds familiar, keep watching. Because what you're experiencing might not be stress. It might be something much more complex. I'm going to be honest with you. For years, I thought I was just a high-stress person. I mean, doesn't everyone feel like their chest is tight before important meetings? Doesn't everyone lie awake at night replaying conversations from 3 days ago? Doesn't everyone feel like they're constantly walking on a tightrope, one mistake away from everything falling apart? The answer is no. And if you've been telling yourself that the constant mental chatter, the perfectionist tendencies, and the feeling like you're never doing enough is just normal stress, I need you to consider something else. You might be dealing with high-functioning anxiety. And the reason you haven't recognized it is because it doesn't look like what we typically think anxiety looks like. The perfectionist's paradox. Let me tell you about my friend Sarah. Actually, let me tell you about myself because Sarah is really just me 5 years ago, and maybe she's you right now. Sarah was the golden child, the one who graduated summa cum laude, landed her dream job in marketing, and seemed to have her life perfectly mapped out. Her colleagues admired her attention to detail. Her boss praised her for never missing deadlines. Her friends joked that she was too organized for her own good. But here's what nobody saw. Sarah would spend 3 hours perfecting a 20-minute presentation. She'd rewrite emails 5 times before sending them. She'd arrive at work 30 minutes early every day, not because she was eager, but because she was terrified of being even 1 minute late. Does this sound familiar? Because I need you to pause right here and ask yourself, when was the last time you felt truly relaxed about your performance at work or school? I'll wait. If you can't remember or if your answer is never, you're not alone. High-functioning anxiety disguises itself as excellence, but it's actually a prison of your own making. Here's what I discovered about myself, and what you might be discovering about yourself. We use perfectionism as a shield against our deepest fear, that we're not enough. I remember spending entire weekends preparing for Monday morning, not because I had actual work to do, but because I needed to feel ready for every possible scenario. I'd plan out conversations, anticipate questions, and create backup plans for backup plans. Sound exhausting? It was. But I told myself it was just being thorough. Let me ask you something. Do you ever feel like you're performing your own life instead of living it? Comment below and let me know, because I have a feeling I'm not the only one who's felt this way. The productivity trap. Here's where things get tricky. Society rewards high-functioning anxiety. We get promotions, praise, and validation for our strong work ethic and attention to detail. So we keep doing it, thinking we're just high achievers. But let me share something that might make you uncomfortable. Being busy is not the same as being productive. And being productive is not the same as being healthy. I used to wear my busyness like a badge of honor. My calendar was packed from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. I'd eat lunch at my desk while answering emails. I'd check my phone during movies. I convinced myself that if I wasn't constantly doing something, I was wasting time. But here's what I was really doing. I was using busyness as an anxiety shield. As long as I was busy, I didn't have to sit with my thoughts. I didn't have to face the underlying fear that maybe I wasn't as capable as everyone thought I was. Can you relate to this? Have you ever noticed that you feel most anxious when you have free time? that relaxation feels foreign, almost wrong. The truth is, high-functioning anxiety turns us into human doings instead of human beings. We become addicted to the dopamine hit of checking things off our to-do lists because it temporarily quiets the voice in our heads that says, "You're not doing enough." But here's where it gets really problematic. We start creating problems to solve. I used to take on extra projects at work, not because I wanted to, but because saying no felt impossible. I'd volunteer for committees, offer to help friends move, agree to social events I didn't want to attend, all because I was terrified of being seen as lazy or unreliable. People-pleasing becomes our default mode. We say yes when we mean no, we smile when we're overwhelmed, and we apologize for things that aren't our fault. How many times this week have you apologized for something you didn't actually do wrong? Think about it. I used to apologize for sending emails, for asking questions, for existing in spaces I had every right to be in. And the physical symptoms? We dismiss them as just being tired. The headaches, the stomach issues, the tight chest, the insomnia, we explain them away because acknowledging them would mean admitting that maybe, just maybe, we're not handling everything as well as we pretend to be. I'll never forget the moment I realized something was wrong. I was sitting in my car after receiving the biggest promotion of my career. I should have been celebrating. Instead, I was having a panic attack. Not because I was happy, but because I was terrified I wouldn't be able to live up to the new expectations. Have you ever achieved something you worked really hard for, only to feel empty or scared instead of proud? Let me know in the comments because this is one of the clearest signs that you're dealing with more than just stress. Stress versus high-functioning anxiety. Here's the distinction that changed everything for me. Stress is situational. High-functioning anxiety is pervasive. When you're stressed about a presentation, the stress goes away after the presentation is over. When you have high-functioning anxiety, you finish the presentation, get positive feedback, and immediately start worrying about the next presentation. Or you start analyzing every word you said, wondering if you came across as competent. Regular stress says, "I'm worried about this specific thing." High-functioning anxiety says, "I'm worried about everything all the time, and I need to be perfect to be safe." Let me share the 7 signs that helped me realize I wasn't just a stressed person. I was someone whose anxiety had learned to masquerade as productivity. Sign number 1. The Sunday scaries on steroids. You know that feeling of dread that starts creeping in on Sunday afternoon? For most people, it's mild and goes away once Monday gets started. For us, it starts on Friday night. We can't enjoy our weekends because we're already mentally preparing for the week ahead. I used to spend entire Sundays in a low-level panic about Monday morning. I'd check my email repeatedly, reorganize my workspace, and make lists of everything I needed to do. I couldn't be present for family time or self-care because my mind was already at work. Do you struggle to enjoy downtime because you're always thinking about what's coming next? This is your sign. Sign number 2, compliment deflection syndrome. When someone praises your work, what's your immediate reaction? If you're like me, you probably say something like, "Oh, it was nothing," or "I got lucky," or "anyone could have done it." We deflect compliments because we don't feel like we deserve them. Deep down, we believe we're fooling everyone into thinking we're competent, and we're terrified that someday they'll figure out we have no idea what we're doing. This is called imposter syndrome, and it's anxiety's way of keeping us small and safe. Sign number 3, the comparison trap. Social media is our kryptonite. We scroll through other people's highlight reels and use them as evidence that we're not doing enough. Someone posts about their promotion, and we immediately start questioning our own career choices. Someone shares their workout routine, and we feel guilty about missing the gym. We use other people's successes as a measuring stick for our own worth, which is a recipe for never feeling good enough. Sign number 4, decision paralysis. Simple decisions become overwhelming. What should I wear? What should I eat for lunch? Which route should I take to work? We overthink everything because we're terrified of making the wrong choice. I once spent 45 minutes in Target trying to decide between two identical notebooks because I was convinced that choosing the wrong one would somehow ruin my entire organizational system. How long did you spend deciding what to watch on Netflix last time? If it was more than 10 minutes, you know what I'm talking about. Sign number 5, the perfectionist's procrastination. Here's the paradox. We procrastinate on important tasks, not because we don't care, but because we care too much. We delay starting projects because we're afraid we won't be able to do them perfectly. I used to put off writing reports until the last minute, not because I was lazy, but because I was terrified they wouldn't be good enough. The pressure of perfection was so overwhelming that avoiding the task felt safer than risking imperfection. Sign number 6, physical symptoms. Without medical cause, chronic headaches, stomach issues, fatigue, muscle tension, we go to doctors, get tests, and everything comes back normal. That's because anxiety doesn't just live in our minds, it lives in our bodies. Our nervous system is constantly in fight or flight mode, which is exhausting. We're running a marathon while sitting at a desk, and our bodies are paying the price. Sign number 7, the achievement addiction. This is the big one. We're addicted to achieving because achievement temporarily quiets the anxiety. But here's the catch. No achievement is ever enough. We finish one goal and immediately set another. We can't enjoy our successes because we're already focused on the next thing. I used to think that if I just worked hard enough, achieved enough, impressed enough people, the anxiety would go away. But achievement is like a drug. You need more and more to get the same effect. How many of these signs resonated with you? Comment below with a number from 1 to 7. Don't worry, there's no judgment here. Recognition is the first step toward healing. The path forward. If you're sitting here recognizing yourself in these signs, first, I want you to know that you're not broken. You're not weak. You're not too sensitive or overthinking things. You're a human being whose nervous system learned to stay hypervigilant as a way of keeping you safe. Maybe you grew up in an environment where love was conditional on performance. Maybe you learned that being perfect was the only way to avoid criticism. Maybe you internalized the message that your worth was tied to your productivity. What matters now is not how you got here, but what you do next. Here's what I want you to understand. High-functioning anxiety is not a life sentence. It's information. It's your system's way of telling you that you need better tools. The first tool is recognition. By watching this video, by seeing yourself in these signs, you've already taken the most important step. You've moved from unconscious suffering to conscious awareness. The second tool is self-compassion. Start talking to yourself the way you would talk to a good friend. When you catch yourself spiraling into perfectionism or comparison, pause and ask, what would I tell my best friend if they were struggling with this? The third tool is boundaries. You don't have to say yes to everything. You don't have to be available 24/7. You don't have to carry everyone else's emotions. Learning to say no is not selfish. It's necessary for your mental health. And sometimes the fourth tool is professional support. Therapy isn't a sign of weakness, it's a sign of wisdom. A good therapist can help you understand the root causes of your anxiety and develop personalized strategies for managing it. What's one small step you could take this week to prioritize your mental health? Maybe it's setting a boundary with work emails after 8 p.m. Maybe it's saying no to one commitment that doesn't align with your values. Maybe it's scheduling that therapy appointment you've been putting off. Here's what I want you to do right now. First, if this video resonated with you, please hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. I share science-backed strategies for managing anxiety and stress every week, and I don't want you to miss any of them. Your mental health is too important. Second, I've created a free high-functioning anxiety self-assessment that you can download in the description below. It's a simple tool that will help you identify your specific anxiety patterns and triggers. Knowledge is power, and understanding your unique anxiety fingerprint is the first step toward managing it effectively. Third, I want to hear from you. In the comments below, tell me, what was your biggest aha moment from this video? What sign made you think, oh wow, that's me? Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear to feel less alone. And finally, if you have a friend or family member who you think might benefit from this information, please share this video with them. High-functioning anxiety thrives in isolation. It tells us we're the only ones struggling, that everyone else has it figured out. But the truth is, millions of people are dealing with this, and most of them have no idea there's a name for what they're experiencing. Before you go, I want to leave you with this. Your worth is not determined by your productivity. Your value is not measured by your achievements. You are enough, exactly as you are, right now. I know that might be hard to believe if you've spent years tying your self-worth to your performance, but I promise you, it's true. You don't have to earn love, approval, or acceptance. You don't have to be perfect to be worthy of care and compassion. Your anxiety is not your identity. It's not your fault. And it's not forever. Recovery isn't about becoming a different person. It's about becoming more yourself. It's about learning to trust your own judgment, to sit with uncertainty, to be human in a world that often demands perfection. You've already taken the first step by being here, by being willing to look at your patterns with curiosity instead of judgment. That takes courage. In next week's video, I'm going to share 5 specific science-backed strategies that have helped me and thousands of others manage high-functioning anxiety without sacrificing our drive or ambition. We'll talk about practical tools you can use immediately to start feeling more at peace with yourself and your achievements. Until then, be gentle with yourself. You're doing better than you think you are. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.